Okay, here to talk about this Simplisafe system. Um, the good and the bad parts about it. So, um, basically, I've had some problems with mine. I'm pretty happy with the customer service on it, but I have had some issues other than that. So, the first Verizon unit they sent me, here's the base unit over here. As you can see, the lights on. The first Verizon base unit I got was defective. It would not connect to any cell towers, and I live right in the center of a suburb of a major city, so I have excellent connection on both T-Mobile and Verizon. And so it was a defective unit. I made a mistake maybe of buying a refurbished unit. I was told that they were fully checked out, and that it would be as good as a brand new unit. So I went ahead and went with the refurb to save a little money. And, they sent me a defective base unit. So I ate up a bunch of time. I suppose if everything went right for you, this could be a pretty simple system. But in my particular case, and I do have a lot of technical background, I've had to spend a lot of time jerking around with this system to get it working. Maybe some of it's less than intuitive. You can see up there I have the motion sensor there. One thing that's kind of odd about the motion sensor is that it doesn't, if you just kind of walk in front of it, it doesn't trigger very much. You have to put it in test mode if you want to get accurate trigger. If it's not in test mode, if you're just sitting listening to the base unit and you're walking around to test it, you'll find that it doesn't trigger like you'd expect it to. I don't know if it scans the room once every minute or something, or I don't know how it works or what, but it's just not very intuitive. It doesn't seem like it works like it should work. And I do wish it had a little red light on the front that indicated, like most motion sensors, when motion is being detected. Then you'd know if the thing is working or not. That's another problem with the base unit with this. There's no power light. The alarm's on, so that blue light's on, but you have backup batteries, so if you don't have monitoring, if you're just using it, unmonitored, then you don't know whether or not your wall power is connected. Most things have a little red LED or something, so you don't know whether your power pack, your little transformer that plugs in the wall, or if your cord has come out. You don't know whether or not the power is even on the dang thing. So that's annoying. There needs to be a little battery indicator showing, not battery, but a little power indicator showing when you're getting good wall power. It doesn't have to be on the front of the unit. It could even be on the back of the unit by where it plugs in. But there should be a way to look at the thing and tell whether or not you have good wall power. That's one problem. Another problem is these entry sensors. Now, I'm not going to get into this because I don't want to help anybody, but I'm going to tell you right now, these entry sensors, like this one up here, and I don't know why this thing won't focus, but there it is. These entry sensors are, if somebody's trying to break in and they know what they're doing, especially if you put a Simplisafe sticker on your door outside, these things are very easy to defeat, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it. But I'm just telling you, they almost aren't worth having if a person knows you have an alarm, and they'll be able to defeat that sensor very, very easily without any expensive equipment. The thing I used to defeat it in testing cost $1.99, and you could actually do it for cheaper than that. And so the door sensors really are not very helpful. They are very easy to defeat. So you're going to have to have motion sensors if you want to depend on this system. You're going to want to have motion sensors. I would not depend on one motion sensor. I'd have at least two motion sensors. And I may end up, I just ordered a second motion sensor. It's not here yet. But another problem with this system is, here we can just, I can't focus this close, but I think this is close enough for you to get an idea. What's the problem with that keypad? If you're designing a keypad, I'll tell you the problem with it is you can't read it. You can't read the damn thing because the light isn't, the backlight's not on. There's no way to easily, you know, if you're trying to read a message on there, the only way is you got to press a key and then the message goes off that you were trying to read. So it will come back if you wait. The message will come back on before the light goes out, so you can read what was there, but it's just a hassle. There ought to be a way to, a key to press to turn the backlight on so you can read a message, or there should be a sensor like your cell phone has that'll turn the backlight on when you get close to the keypad. Some way better than what it is. Another problem is when I bought the system, they you know, all these videos I watched and everything, they all told me, you know, the thing comes with these lithium batteries. You're not going to have to change any batteries for 3 to 4 years. Okay, well, what they fail to mention to you is the keypad, which is really the brain of the whole system next to the base unit. Those two work together and they're the brains of the system. And the keypad, they send the cheapest batteries you can buy on planet Earth. I think it's got GP batteries in it. I think they're, you know, Chinese batteries. So the keypad does not come with lithium batteries like the other parts of the system. So you have a weak link there. And it's one of the most important links, you know. So I don't understand why they didn't put 3 of the CR123 batteries in it, or 4 CR123 batteries in it, because you can find those CR123s relatively inexpensively if you look on eBay. I think I paid, the last time I bought some, I paid $1 per battery, which isn't bad. But I'd much rather have lithium batteries in there. Or they could at least put lithium AA's in it, you know, something. But no, they sent that with the cheapest batteries possible. So that's something that was unexpected. Let's see, is there anything else I want to make you aware of before you buy one of these? It's not a deal killer. I'm going to keep the system, I think, if I don't have any more problems. But this particular base unit now, this is a T-Mobile base. And the problem I'm having with this base unit is the problem I'm having with this base unit is it wants to, when you synchronize with your key fob, you get this key fob here. If you don't buy the most expensive monitoring, you can't set your settings. You have to use this key fob, which this thing is not going to probably, it's not going to focus on because I'm having trouble with it. But, you know, this Nikon's video stuff sucks, guys. It's supposed to have full-time focusing, but as you can see, it doesn't work worth a shit. So anyway, you get this key fob and you update your settings, and then you plug it in that base unit over there, and you get your settings. If you do that with this T-Mobile base unit that I have, then you start getting an error on your entry sensors. When you go to set your alarm, it'll say open entry sensor or open entry or something like that. It gives you an error condition. And what I found out so far, I just got this today, but if you go into the test mode and open and close all your doors and everything, then it'll reset it and it'll work, as far as I can tell. I don't know till tomorrow, and I set off an alarm and some other stuff to know if anything else is going to cause it to get in that error condition. But it seems like if you go in the test mode and do all that, then it'll straighten it out. And I'm hoping I don't have any more trouble with it, but it seems like it's allowing me to set the alarm now without that error. But anytime you synchronize with your USB key fob, you're going to have to go into test mode. This is with the T-Mobile unit. I did not run into this with the Verizon unit, so I don't know if it's just my particular one, but I sure hope that that's the only thing that causes that error. Otherwise, I'm going to have to send another base unit back. This will be 2 base units. I've had pretty good customer service. You have to wait on hold a lot, but they've been good. They shipped me a new base unit overnight. They sent me a return label to send the other one back, so that was all good. Their customer service is pretty good, all in all. It's just I've been kind of frustrated because I've had to spend about 8 to 10 hours of my time, and I still don't know whether I have a unit that's working properly because of this open sensor error I've been getting. I think I've figured out what's causing it, and I'm able to clear it myself, but it shouldn't do that, okay? It's a problem with probably the code in the base unit, the firmware code. But anyway, that's the stuff I wanted to talk about. I'm not saying don't buy one of these, but I'm trying to make people aware of some of the situations that I've come in contact with. So you'll know if you buy one, you'll have an idea of what you're going to be dealing with. Customer service so far seems good. You got 60-day return, so I've been recommending it to friends and people. I think I've been just unlucky. I might not recommend getting a refurbed unit, necessarily. I would just try to get a buddy on Facebook or something. You can get a 10% discount code, and I'd just buy new equipment. But hopefully I'm not going to have any other issues with this, because I do not want to have to mail 2 of these base units back. It's getting kind of annoying. I've spent a lot of my time now on this. If I have to send another one back, I'm going to expect them to credit me for the entire cost of the system, or give me a year of free monitoring or something to make up for all the time I've had to spend troubleshooting defective equipment they've sent me. So yeah, that's basically pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I think I'd still recommend buying one of these. I think I just got unlucky with my particular units, but I think that's all I wanted to talk about to make you aware of that. So no power LED on the base unit to tell you when you have good wall power. If you have monitoring, it will tell you if you lose power. But if you don't use monitoring, if you just depend on sirens, you have no way of knowing whether or not your power has been disconnected. So, or whether or not you got good wall power. So that's a problem. But anyway, this camera's starting to really annoy me. But there wasn't that much I needed to show you anyway. But I think I'll close the video out on that note. Like I said, I still recommend purchasing this, but I'm making you aware of the problems. No power LED on the base unit. Also, the siren. Another complaint is the siren on the base unit is pretty much worthless. It's not going to scare anybody off. It's not even as loud as a $10 smoke detector. So the siren sucks on the base unit. So, this thing's kind of set up to use monitoring, or else you have to get an external siren. They got one that's 105 dB, which this one here should have been louder than it is. I'd say this one's around 80 dB, which is not that loud. So if you're going to depend on a siren, you're going to have to buy an external siren. The siren in the base is not loud enough. It's not loud enough to scare anybody off. So much less for any of your neighbors to hear it or anything. You might as well forget that. But anyway, and lithium batteries comes, I think, in all the sensors, but your keypad comes with shitty old AA alkaline batteries. They don't even put lithiums in there. So, and I don't know for sure whether or not you can even put lithium batteries in it. So I'm not sure about that. So you may have to put alkalines, which just doesn't match up with the design of the rest of the system. The display thing on the keypad, you can't read it. It's very annoying because you can't read it. You ought to be able to just walk up to it and see what the status of your system is, and you can't do that. So you have to press a key, and then the message you're trying to read goes off the screen, and it asks you to put in your number. So, and I've had some problems with them sending me defective equipment. That may just be, I might have been unlucky, because this company has a very good service rating. So, and their customer service is good. They've done a lot to try to make me happy, but it continues to eat up my time, and it's just been frustrating. It's kind of annoying, and I'm a pretty tech savvy dude. I've built probably 1,000 PCs in my day, and have a radio telephone license, all kinds of stuff. So I should not be having a lot of trouble with this stuff, but hopefully my frustration is about to come to an end, because I do like it. I'm going to keep it if I can get it working And I'm even willing to send another base unit back and get a new one. If I keep getting open sensor errors, I'm probably going to have to send this base unit back. But so far, I think it's just synchronizing with the key fob that's causing that problem. It seems to be setting and working okay right now. So, but if you download new settings into it, you're going to have to go through test mode, or else you're going to be getting that open sensor problem. Okay, so that's the stuff I'm aware of right now. I still recommend purchasing this unit because their service department is good, and you have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So I think it's just I've been a little bit unlucky. That, I'm not happy they sent me a defective base unit. That's not a good way to get off on the right foot with the customer. But yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to say in this video, and I'm going to close it down at this point. I still recommend purchasing this unit, and if I change my mind about that, you'll see another video out, follow-up video to this, and I'll change my recommendation. But I'm making you aware of a few of the shortcomings. Also, make sure you buy some motion sensors, because the door sensors are very easy to defeat. They're almost not worth having. But I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say how to defeat them, but it's very, very easy. You don't need any special equipment of any kind. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm going to close this video down. Thank you very much.